Hi, welcome back to another session of Ask Nati, and today I have a tricky question. And the question is, if companies are responsible for their own failure, what really caused it? And the answer not going to be probably what you think. So I'm going to go a little bit deeper to answer this question. It all started, I think, with a rule or law that's called Ashby's Law. And Ashby's Law is a very simple law. It says that in order for a system to handle another system, it has to have at least the same variety or even more variety than the system that it's handling or try to handle. And when we say variety, we mean the number of resources, first of all, that the system have. And the second one is the number of states or options that the system has. So if I, as a company, wants to deal with the market, it means that I'm supposed to have more variety than the market. Obviously, this is not the case. So at least I need to have more variety than my competitors. This is more sensible. And the law of Ashby law it just explain, or it's just an indication or explanation why all the time companies needs to increase the variety, which means they need to increase the number of resources and they need to increase the number of states that they have in order to compete. Now what's going on is that it's a vicious cycle. If you as a company increase your variety, other competitors eventually understand it and they try to raise their variety, which causes you to increase your variety, and it's a vicious cycle. Now in this vicious cycle, what's going on inside the company is that you're adding more and more resources. And as you're adding more and more resources, or you're creating more and more state, you actually increase the complexity of the system, because complexity is eventually the number of the number of elements that you have in a system and the number of connection between them. As you have more connection between elements in the system, as you have more element in the system, it means that the system is more unpredictable, because it's harder and harder to understand how all of those independent elements in the system are going to work in parallel or in harmony in order to reach the same goal. And we all see it every day. So complexity goes up every time that we are adding more people. Now we are adding more people, eventually we are creating more complexity, and if we are creating more complexity, we need to add more people. So actually you already see two vicious cycles that increase complexity in the company. One is Ashby laws and the need to compare our variety to competitors, and the other one is internal need to keep myself able to deal with the complexity I just created. So complexity goes up and up and up. The problem with complexity is that in some certain of point, complexity starts to be chaos. And when complexity starts to be chaos, the implication on the company is negative. And when chaos is taking too much energy and consume too much resources to handle, eventually the company reach a state where the ratio of the growth of the resources that the company had and the state that the company had is reach a limitation. But on the other hand, the complexity and the chaos is growing exponentially up. And when this split happens between the fixed resources and the growth, then companies start to fall apart. And the symptoms will be less creativity, issues with ability to deal with customers. We all know all the symptoms But the root cause is as simple as that. If you don't find a way how to balance between the number of between the variety that we have inside your system and complexity and chaos, you will break a point where you will probably eventually going to fall apart into pieces. That's all. I hope that I managed to answer the question. I know it's not what people expected. Usually the answer will be creativity and creativity and competitors and everything all together, but it's all boiled down to what I mentioned. Creativity requires more resources, it requires definitely more states, and those are required more complexity, and eventually complexity and will reach chaos, and chaos will take over. And when chaos is taking over without any ability to swing back into order, that's the end, my friend. So that's all. Thanks.